Hey Virgo men, welcome back to my channel. Guys, if you are new here, welcome. And if you are returning, thanks so much for supporting the channel. So I'm going to go ahead and get you a general message. Let's see what the energy is like. Now, this is a general message, so it may not resonate with everyone. Just take what resonates for you, masculines, and leave the rest. Anybody interested in a personal reading, my information is always down below. Thanks to those who do reach out for those, and thanks to those who donate to the channel, and to those of you who do subscribe. It's very much appreciated. So I do hope that you are doing well, okay? Now, cross watcher, if you are in here, feel free to flip the roles if you're dealing with a Virgo masculine. But Spirit, what is the strongest energy here today for my Virgo men? What is it that they need to know? Show me. For my Virgo men, Sun, Moon, Rising, North Node, and Venus. Thank you, Spirit. Can I get a card for now and a card for going forward? Okay. So I see patience was trying to come out here. And it says just a few more months. It says good things come to those who wait. But give me a card for going forward. Okay, yeah, some of you definitely could be going on some sort of vacation, or maybe there's something here that within a couple of months, or maybe even sooner for some of you, or maybe you're going to be free from something. But the first card that you have coming out here, it says vacation. It says you will be traveling soon. And then going forward, you have honeymoon. It says honeymoon phase. It says attending someone's wedding. So someone could be traveling for some sort of social gathering or function here. Some of you, maybe you're getting married in a few months. I heard by the end of the year. Okay. Show me more. What do we have for my masculines? What is vacation? Now, some of you definitely as well. I don't know if you met somebody while traveling here. I am picking up that energy as well. But if that is the case, I'm getting an energy behind that where something here may have only lasted like the honeymoon period. Maybe something here ended as quickly as it started. What's the energy here? So you have sudden wealth coming out. Maybe some of you are waiting for some sort of finances to come through. Because this card can talk to me sometimes as well to me about like a jackpot. There could be something here to do an inheritance. But show me going forward. Number 11 could be significant. Oh, and then we have a main female. And I was going to say the 11 boils down to a 2. So we have a number 2 out here as well with this main female. Something could have something to do with the number 4. What is the energy, Spirit? For my Virgo men. What's vacation and sudden wealth? Yeah, look at this new beginning. You have the Stork card. And it is a number 17, which could be significant, or 71, but it does boil down to an 8. So again, this energy of the 8 of Wands, which would talk to me about moving forward, things gaining momentum for someone here. Right, the 8 of Wands to me can talk about traveling. It's an action card. But the Stork talks about change, movement, new beginnings. It also talks about an energy of transition and transformation. Yeah, maybe overcoming some sort of obstacles here. I don't know. Some of you may have been dealing with something heavy with the burden card. Give me a card for going forward. Okay, so we have the moon. We have Pisces and Cancer energy. The moon can sometimes talk about things that are hidden. Maybe you're doing something in silence here, masculines, okay? But the moon can also talk about anxiety and fear. This is an emotion card. Now, something could also have something to do with someone's intuition or inspiration. And I don't know if this has to do with this main female here. Yeah, look at the rider at the bottom of the deck. Masculines, where you going? Number 1, emphasizing on the new beginning. But this is like almost like somebody being, I don't want to say a daredevil or being rebellious or just being fearless in whatever it is that they're doing. But it gives that energy here. But I also see this man, it looks like he's packed up again with the moon energy out here. You could be doing something at night. You see he's got his horse all packed up and he's looking behind him like it was almost like to say one last look. So show me what else is going on with masculines, because this looks pretty good. Definitely giving better energy than the generals. Yeah, I'm hearing moving on up. I'm hearing a bit, who sings that song? I'm hearing something about changing my player ways for you. Oh, okay. I don't know. I'm hearing something else. I'm hearing, Lord, do this one favor for me. Please save her for me. Oh no, is this about a twin flame? A divine connection? Some of you could be traveling, relocating for love. But give me a message for the masculines, because I feel like I'm getting goosebumps. So it makes me feel like I'm onto something for someone. So yes. We got Leo energy coming out here. Courage and strength. You see how he's kind of climbing up that mountain? You can't see the end in sight yet, but it's not stopping him. An energy of determination, masculines. Something could have something to do with Leo season, which isn't too far away. So again, that energy of, what did we see? Did it say patience? A few months? Or you could have Leo in your chart. Masculines show up and show out. It says him, divine masculine. Yeah, look, I was just hearing as well at the bottom that, you know, when I was hearing that song, I don't want to be a player or something like that anymore. I'll change my player ways or something. And then you got player and strategic at the bottom of the deck, and lies, keeping secrets. Now, for some of you, you could be moving away from someone who has that energy. Or like I said, I don't know if you are in this, and if you're in this kind of like apologetic energy with sorry, I'm sorry. But let's see. Give me one more for the masculine. So far, so good. All right. So coming out sideways was a blockage for somebody. Possibly. Okay. Because you have third party and interference. But like I said, it's coming out sideways. Give me 3 cards for going forward. Yeah, I don't know if you ghosted someone. Now someone is having anxiety. I see legal matters, so that could be significant for someone here. You got secret admirer, and then right behind secret admirer, you got bliss and happiness. Some of you had to do something in quiet because of someone else. Enemy, and watch your back. Some of you may have also got some sort of warning about someone that maybe you needed to pay a little bit more closer attention to. Give me 3 cards for going forward. What's honeymoon, main female, and the moon? Now, the moon is a number 32. I don't know if I said it, which could be significant, or 23. Okay, which boils down to a 5. And that does talk about change. But I feel like with that 5, right, they're showing me the 5 of Wands. So again, there may have been some sort of arguments or competition, or someone trying to delay someone here. But it's time for things to change. You got dating. It says meeting someone new. Have you met somebody new? What's this? It says between the lines, it says look for what's hidden. And it's funny how that's going to sit on the side with the moon here. So again, somebody seeing something or someone for who they are. One more. And then we'll get some tarot. What do we have for the masculines? Okay, I think I'm going to take the one that's hitting divine masculine for some reason. It says regrets and mistakes. Okay, now the other 2 that you have coming out here, they're both in the reverse. I'm telling you, someone here is hanging up their player t-shirt. They don't want to do it anymore. I feel like someone here may be looking for something serious. Also, attorneys in the upright. One of them says competition, and I was just speaking about the 5 of Wands, the other woman. And then the other one says party and having fun. Yeah. Someone realizes that someone was trying to hold them back. I don't know if someone was trying, or someone did get somebody addicted on something. But with that courage and strength, someone's like, nah, I see where this is going. I see what this is about. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take back control of my life. Kudos to you. So, show me more. As I pick up the deck. And I was going to go for the green deck. What's at the bottom of the green deck? 10 of Cups. It wouldn't have mattered. Bottom of the deck, like I said, your first card out here was Courage and Strength. And you had the King of Wands. And I feel like usually the King of Wands out of all the fire signs would usually represent the Leo energy. But show me more about this Courage and Strength for the masculines. So you have the Two of Wands coming out. And the Two of Wands talks about choices, but I've always kind of explained and described the Two of Wands as someone, yes, there's two wands here, but if you look at this man, he's only holding one wand and he has the world in the other. This is like someone has made a choice. So someone maybe also realizing, oh, the devil tried to come out. This is also someone maybe realizing that the grass wasn't greener on the other side. What's the Two of Wands? Someone's detaching from a situation. Yeah, they're playing that song. So it doesn't necessarily have to be about love. It could be about a family member or a friend, someone that you just cared for. But they're playing the song. And look at what comes out, the Eight of Cups. Love don't live here anymore. The Eight of Cups talks about someone who is going on some sort of solo journey here to find out what does emotionally fulfill them. Okay, masculines, distractions. So I think where we was about the Eight of Cups, right? Where I was saying it talks about somebody who goes on a solo journey to kind of find out what emotionally fulfills them here, right? The Eight of Cups talks about someone who realizes that they're not happy where they are, or a situation has reached its limit, right? It's not progressing, it's not moving forward. This is an energy where maybe even someone becomes disappointed about something. Reaching your limit. The other card was the Judgment, yeah. So the Judgment can talk about an awakening, right? Someone who is maybe starting to see things differently or see it from a different perspective here. But the Judgment also does talk about an energy of someone who has almost made up their mind, right? It's your final judgment. It's your final decision here. But it also talks about forgiveness. But I feel like someone here is being very decisive. So what is the energy of him and Divine Masculine? What are we getting stuck on? Okay, I see a King of Swords. You could have air in your chart, or this is you standing in your truth with the King of Swords energy. It is Aquarius, Libra, Gemini energy here. Right? This is you, like I said, it kind of talks about you wising up, seeing clearly, thinking clearly, making clear decisions here. Show me more about this King of Swords. Something that you may have to say may shock people, or... What's the King of Swords for Divine Masculine? You have the Knight of Wands. All right, I feel like this might be about you being fearless, but we'll see. Right, because the Knight of Wands can talk about a very kind of energetic energy. It can talk about maybe you have some sort of newfound passion for something or someone, right? With that main female over there. But show me more about this Sagittarius energy. What's the King of Swords and the Knight of Wands? The Page of Swords. Now, these could even be people that you are seeing something about, right? People that may be around you here. But you have the Page of Swords, and the Page of Swords is an energy of learning something. It's an energy of curiosity. There could be something that you are watching, listening to that has helped you to step into your power here. But like I said, these could be people that maybe you are paying a little bit more closer attention to. Shall we give me one more on the Page of Swords? Why is it here for the King of Swords and the Knight of Wands? Spirit is saying something about you playing some sort of a... it feels like some sort of a trick on someone here. Or, I don't know, it feels something like that. But you have the Ace of Swords and the Tower. Yes, I don't know if you're the one shocked about some sort of information coming out about someone here. But the Ace of Swords is an energy of new ideas. It does talk about victory and success. Again, this energy of clear thinking, clear communication, and energy of realizing the truth here. And whatever this is, it could bring some sort of chaos, right? The Tower talks about destruction. It talks about somebody maybe realizing that something isn't built on a solid foundation, right? So again, that opportunity to walk away from something can rebuild. Aries and Scorpio energy there. So what is this third party and interference, bearing in mind that it came out sideways? Coming out sideways is the Death card. Scorpio energy. So maybe this has something to do with someone refusing to change their ways. Because the Death card in the upright, it talks about, yes, endings, but it talks about a spiritual transformation. Again, this heavy energy of new beginnings, right? Maybe some of you had a choice between two. I saw the Two of Pentacles earlier. But this is an energy of releasing something. Show me more about this Death card. 8 of Wands, 8 of Swords, 88 could be significant. But that for me is a sign of it's all over when the fat lady sings. And I did see the Queen of Swords behind that. So again, something about some truth and clarity here. What's the Death? Number 13 could be significant, or 31, but it does boil down to a number 4. Yes, what's the Death? You got the Ten of Swords. Okay, so this is definitely an energy of endings. This is like the ultimate betrayal. This is like, hey, listen, I may have forgiven you for certain things before, but this isn't just the icing on the cake. But yeah, they're playing boys to men, although we've come to the end of the road. So for some of you, this may have been painful, or whoever you're leaving behind may be feeling some type of way. 8 of Swords again with the Queen of Swords. What's the Death and the Ten of Swords? Now, for others of you, this may even go a little bit deeper than just, hey, someone betrayed me and it's over, right? For some of you, this goes a little bit deeper in terms of, I feel like it may have something to do with you breaking generational curses and patterns and things like that, right? How would you say it? It slipped me. But I feel like this is you saying, hey, do you know what? This is my life. I'm going to walk my own path. I'm not going to do what everybody else did before me and things like that. It's like setting a trend. What's the Death and the Ten of Swords? The Seven of Wands. Yeah, you standing your ground. This is you fighting for what you want. This is you putting up boundaries here. You know, the Seven of Wands, it talks about someone who is facing challenges head on. This is you putting fear behind you. And even if I was to add it to this Two of Wands over here, which is a little bit of a stretch, but I did look over there, it would give me the Nine of Wands, okay? And that Nine of Wands talks about someone who may have gone through very difficult things in their life, right? And you may have even got to a point where you just kind of maybe was saying to yourself, you know what, I just cannot anymore. But it's almost like from out of nowhere, for me, the Nine of Wands is like someone who just gets this energy from somewhere, right? From someone to say, do you know what? Actually, nah, I'm not going to let the past beat me. I'm actually going to stand back up and keep fighting. And I'm going to keep going forward. And I always say that sometimes I feel like the Nine of Wands gives me that energy where Jamil has a song, right? Where he says, it's the strongest soldiers that get the hardest fight. But my question behind that would be, why is that? And I feel like those people, right, are the ones that have the biggest destinies. But you have all this interference and blockages and things like that that come in your way to try and make sure that you don't get to that destiny. What is dating someone, or what is dating and meeting someone new? So you have the High Priestess. Ooh. I feel like they're trying to push a song through, but I'm not going to force it. There's something here about somebody being very mysterious. Someone has maybe caught your interest. Are you curious about someone, masculines? With this number 2 as well, with that Two of Wands out there, and I'm thinking, what is he looking at? Could it be something online with that world in his hand? Or is this you just listening to your intuition? But it's landing on meeting somebody new. With that main female out there. Pisces energy. Now, the High Priestess is divine feminine, and you are already coming out as a divine masculine. Now, the High Priestess is usually someone, like I said, who's very in tuned. This could be someone who is a psychic, an empath. This is someone who holds a lot of knowledge and a lot of wisdom. This would be someone who gets their signs and synchronicities straight from the Most High, from their ancestors, from their angels. Someone who's just tapped in. Could be someone who does something like tarot, a healer. Show me more about this person. What is the High Priestess with meeting someone new? Or maybe your intuition is just saying, hey, maybe you should, reach out to someone. Maybe you just feel like you have a connection with someone. Your own intuition, like I said, talking to you. Show me more. 9 of Pentacles, Virgo energy. So this could be someone who is single, independent, self-sufficient. Now, it's just because it's a female on this card. This still could relate to you, right? Your own intuition. And then you have the 6 of Cups. Somebody from your past. Somebody you grew up with. Soulmate energy. Now, the 6 of Cups is an energy that talks about innocence. It talks about maybe this person is an influencer. I'm herding. I heard something about someone's inner child. No, that's not what I was hearing. I was hearing soul finder. So take that how it resonates. Soul finder. Yeah, Page of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Maybe someone's a speaker or something like that. Page of Wands talks about someone who is free and unencumbered. It talks about someone who is in good energy, right? This is someone who could be very childlike. Someone who's creative. But what is this regrets and mistakes? What do we have for the masculines? What's the energy, spirit? I don't know who this is, but I'm hearing never fails to disappoint. What's this regrets and mistakes? Now, this main female for some of you could be your mom, right? Maybe she's your support network, her older sister. Okay, so it landed on third party. Is the regret here, like I said at the beginning or near the beginning, someone thought the grass was greener? Page of Cups, apologies. Again, it can talk about your intuition. Maybe someone is kicking themselves that they didn't listen to themselves. I feel like Spirit is saying as well, the best way to maybe if you want to apologize to someone or reach out to someone or whatever here, right? I feel like number one, yeah, obviously is to be your authentic self. But maybe you're doing something in a childlike way. Show me more about this Page of Cups with regrets. Now, the Page of Cups also talks about someone who maybe has a crush or they admire someone here, like a secret admirer here. The 4 of Wands. Both cards landed on the Page of Swords and the 10 of Pentacles. So something here could have something to do with a marriage, okay? Sometimes I see the 10 of Pentacles, especially with that energy that I was picking up over here about breaking generational curses. This could be about someone's destiny. Something here could, I don't know, did someone get married for money? I hope not. You know, it's not necessarily in the reverse. But this talks about an inheritance, a solid foundation, something that will go the distance. That song comes up a hell of a lot. You are my destiny. You are my one and only. You bring great joy to me. What's this? Between the lines, it says, look for what's hidden. Queen of Cups, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy. What's this Queen of Cups? The World. Something can have something to do with traveling, or someone who's at a distance, or I don't know if this is someone that you are putting an end to something with. Yeah, Moon again at the bottom of the deck. Ooh, with the Seven of Swords and the Ten of Cups. This isn't going to be for everybody, okay? So don't panic. I'm sure you know your story, or someone here may have been sleeping with someone's family member or something like that, or maybe there was some sort of lies about a family situations. Moon, Seven of Swords, Ten of Cups. Whatever this person did, is what makes them miss some sort of opportunity here. But give me one more on this Queen of Cups and the World. The Strength card. Okay. And for others of you, it may have something to do with this main female, right? Someone that, like I said, maybe you want to go towards and apologize. We do have this High Priestess out here, so it could be Pisces energy. Someone could have in their chart here. But I feel like someone is watching somebody, and I feel like someone is gaining some sort of strength, or they see someone as very strong here. Spirit, I'm not finished here. Give me one more on this Page of Cups, Ten of Pentacles, and the Four of Wands. Three of Swords and the Ace of Wands. Yeah, there's happiness after some sort of heartbreak. Spirit is offering somebody another chance. So give me one on this Queen of Cups, the, what is that? The World and the Strength. Queen of Pentacles. Now the Strength card is Leo and Virgo energy. So I don't know if some of you are dealing with another Virgo, or this is just someone who is grounded, stable. For others of you, I don't know if something has something to do with a wife, right? But the Queen of Pentacles in the upright, it can talk about someone who is successful at what they do. You know, someone who's maybe very focused, could be very career focused. Nine of Swords, the Chariot, the Tower, and the Ace of Swords and the Knight of Cups. Someone is so worried that if they do something, it's not going to turn out in their favor. It's like, what if I go towards that person and they say this and they say that, or they just refuse me or turn me down or reject me? Or I feel like someone needs to, yeah, I feel like someone needs to, I'm telling you, look at that, the Eight of Swords. You got the Magician right behind it with the Ten of Wands and the Ace of Cups. I feel like Spirit is saying to someone, you can do something, but you have to believe that you can, right? So, what else? Show me a little bit about love. All right, Spirit, show me a little bit about love for my masculines. I'm also looking at what I'm telling you, someone here, I don't know what this is for you, right? But I'm looking at the stork and I'm looking at the sudden wealth, and they're sitting on the table like this. It's like that stork is going to fly straight into that sudden wealth. So, going to fly straight into that sudden wealth. You have abundance coming out. So it says, open your heart to receive the abundant love the universe has to offer. You have connection. Landed on the stork. And I just heard close the gap. It says, love is the bridge connecting souls. It says, cherish those connections. They're playing the Little Mermaid song. I don't think it's the original. I think it's the song that she sings when she's on the rock. And you know when the shipwreck and Eric gets washed up on the shore, the beach, and she's on the rock looking at him to make sure that he's still alive. I think she was the one that saved him from drowning. So all this could be significant, okay? She saved him from drowning, and you know they put him on the beach to come through and that. And she's watching him from the rock because obviously she's a mermaid and she didn't want him to see him. But she's singing a song while she's looking at him, and she says something like, I don't know how, I don't know when, but I know something's starting right now. Wish I could be part of that world. Give me another card. You have, look at this, together. And it says, find the joy in the simple pleasures of just being together. And there we go. At the bottom of the deck, long distance. It says, love knows no distance. It transcends time and space. And they're right behind it. I don't know, masculines, you have apology. And I see that here. So just take what resonates for you guys, okay? Show me a little bit more about love. Just 2 cards each. Give me a card for abundance. They keep saying after sadness must come joy. So you have not today. It says not dealing. It says hurt, avoiding a conversation, call person boundaries and still angry. Okay, and coming out sideways. It says heart with a key. It says welcoming love, meeting the one, open your heart, getting together, perfect. But it came out sideways. Someone is very reluctant. And again, with this card of not today, it makes me feel like there's something that happened here, right? I'm not going to dig too much about what happened, because even speaking about it is what can you do? You cannot change it. What Spirit is trying to do is to try and show somebody, hey, move forward. But okay. Give me 2 cards for connection. Thank you, Spirit. 2 cards for connection. Landing on the Stork, we have heartbroken. And it says deeply hurt. It says sad, separation, breakup, feeling lost, grieving and mourning. But I do notice that next to this little girl here in this, or this woman or whatever, right? Even though I know you're masculines, I'll notice that there's a butterfly right next to her, which talks about transformation and change. And landing on judgment, you have I like you. It says someone likes you. It says romance is blooming. It says fun, flirting, and want to date. So some of you may have been in this energy where you were like determined that hell no, I'm not, you know, investing in anybody again. I'm not letting anybody come too close to me again. F love. Right? Who needs a heart when a heart can be broken? Well, it looks like someone here might have met someone that may be getting a masculine to kind of change his mind. It's gone from I never want to be in love to maybe I'm not ready for love just yet, to maybe I should reach out to that person before someone else does. What is together? I don't know what was going through your head, masculine. What is together? The dragonfly. Didn't I just mention about that butterfly that was on that card? It says be light-hearted. It says finding out. It says things coming to light. It says adapt, change, and heal. What are they trying to show me? Oh, not wedding rings. I don't want to scare the masculine spirit. What's the dragonfly? All right, so we have love call. Okay, yeah. So it says someone expresses love. It says a message of love. It says thinking of you and letting you know. I mean, if you are into somebody that much, right? Or even if it's vice versa, I feel like that's the least that somebody could do, right? Oh, be careful who you got on your heels, though. Here we go with this Scorpio energy at the bottom of the deck. Right? This is like somebody not understanding that something's over. The Grim Reaper. The relationship's over. No second chances. Grow. Transform your life. Scorpio energy. You have the Chaser. It says Chaser in a codependent relationship, fear of abandonment issues. But they're probably the one that sabotage the situation. Or, I don't know, or for some of you, right, fair, let me be fair. For some of you, maybe they didn't do something to sabotage the situation. Maybe you just realize that this isn't your person. And then you have go of a snake. And for some of you, someone did. It says empath. It says a narcissist. It says paradigm. It says being charmed or used. It says enable boundaries. Spirit, I think I'm going to end out this reading for my masculines. Give me some cards for going forward for masculines. Give me some cards. Why am I looking at the Isis deck? I don't know. Should I get you a card from the Isis deck? I heard yes. So, Okay, let's see what comes out for you. What do we have for my Virgo men? What is it that they need to know? I keep hearing, I don't know if some of you have some sort of connection to the Egyptian bloodline, but I keep hearing something like, is his name Anatsuman Ra? That's what I keep hearing. But so even that last bit with the energy of Ra, right? It talks about the sun, which is Leo energy. So, and look at this. I'm saying it, and I feel like there's so much energy out here and clues and things, right? So the sun is masculine energy, but the moon is feminine. Main female with the moon. Honeymoon phase, attending someone's wedding, and I just saw the wedding rings and I quickly put it back because I didn't want to scare you guys. Give me one card for the masculine spirit. What do we have from this deck for the masculines? Okay. So we've had this card come out before. So maybe this is where you are at for some of you, okay? So let me just find the meaning. Okay, so I won't read all of it because it is quite lengthy, okay? The breakdown for these cards. But you got the Temple of Black Obsidian, and it says the Dark Healing Chamber. And I do feel like some of you are in that energy, especially I'm noticing that it's sitting on top of the card, heartbroken. But I have hope for whoever this is. I just hope you have hope for yourself. So it says, Beloved Initiate. It says the most challenging task is not to confront an external enemy, but to take courage in both hands and journey within. It says to meet our own dark self and begin the healing task of bringing love, acceptance, and light to it. That is sacred purpose of any enemy within or without, to bring us more deeply into our own being as we seek to find and heal the darkness within. So Spirit is basically saying that whatever happened here, it was almost orchestrated that way. Right? It's like, I don't know if someone here has been maybe ignoring like the warnings, or they've been ignoring the resisting change and things like that, and you've just been kind of doing the same thing, thinking you can just get away with the same things. And Spirit saying, no, hey, listen, for a certain individual here, hey, we've got to put you through something that is going to rock your boat a lot, right? But it's to open your eyes, because we need you to do something else. We have another purpose for you. You have another destiny to build for whatever reason. So I almost went to say souls chosen, right? But let's read the incarnation. It says, I call upon the temple of black. I call upon the temple of obsidian black. I call on the love of Isis so strong, stronger than any judgment or attack. It heals and makes whole any past wrong. I now choose to see the truth of my being whole. I see how in this pain I played a role. I choose to let pain of judgment be released. I choose to love and accept with deep peace. Transformation and healing now come to me. I love all parts of my being, infinite and free. So you could have someone around you who embodies the Isis energy, right, as a feminine. But masculines, let's get your 3 cards for going forward and to end out your reading, okay? So I do hope that something has resonated with you guys. I hope it has helped you guys. So if it has, I do always ask that you hit the thumbs up for me, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so you know when I upload. But let's see what cards come out for you. Give me one more for the masculines. Okay, flipping in the reverse. All right. I don't know why I feel like that. I would want that to come out in the upright, but let's see. So the first one you have coming out, it does say yes. And I notice that the image here is that the door is open. It says you have the answers. It says opening doors. It says access. But your other two cards are coming in the no side, and it says no. It says restraint to change. It says upsetting news. It says accident. It's almost like, I don't know, it kind of feels like, I hope no one didn't have like a car crash or accident here with a vehicle, but it makes me almost feel like in yourself something goes wrong. And what do people sometimes do? They close down, right? Like a car crash, they world explodes. I don't know how to explain it here. Now, this could also be a warning, okay? If someone doesn't change something. You can't keep doing the same thing and expecting a different outcome. It's almost like this energy, something here could have something to do with the way someone makes their money, right? Because Spirit is saying, hey, you can't keep making money in a dishonest way and expect it to be something that is going to last forever. Right? There's going to be consequences for that, right? Now, the consequences could be that maybe someone does get away with something, right, for a while. But when you do get caught, it's like all that karma coming all at once. And someone could end up in jail, or, do you know what I mean? Or something else. I'm not going to go into the other something else. I'm not going to talk about the things that I'm seeing, right? But Spirit is saying, why play with your life? Why play with your heart? Even though I feel like someone already had their heart broken here, but it's not to the point where it can't be mended. Now, your last card, it says no again. And it says not ready to get started. It says plans aren't fully formed. Okay. So, that is what I picked up. This is where we part. Stay safe. Love and light, guys.